Hello, everybody. Welcome back to MoMoVs The Bazaar. Jumping straight into a dually ranked match. You might be a little confused. Why are there two Momos? What's going on? You're not seeing double, first off. Second off, I'm an idiot. So those two hold true. And I think with this run, you guys are a bit lucky because I'm going to be doing a real-time post-game analysis because I forgot to check to see if my mic was working. So I'm gonna now move myself over Momo, right? And be false Momo. This is the Momo imposter. Because he's muted. This is the part where I bring up my sub count. Check that out. My right, your left. Bang. A lot of people come by, drop likes, comments, that sort of thing. But don't forget you can subscribe totally for free. But if not, showed up is half the job. And thank you for being here. Just you being here is awesome. So now I'm gonna cover myself. Because otherwise this track would just be silent gameplay of the game and music from time to time, and that'd be kind of strange. So yeah, we had a super cool run here and I get to observe this in real time, so I have all the hindsight knowledge up here that this young Momo, this younger version of myself does not have. So yeah, I'll be doing little bits and pieces of commentary along this. We took a random skill there. Super nice to get the a random shield one at that. And probably go to Quixel to find some playable. Which we're pretty happy to see rocket launcher. It's a decent item. Has a lot of build around. If you get burn skills, you get weapon skills. It's pretty flexible. And me, I'm constantly just looking at my mic audio, be like, yeah, it's on, right? For sure it's on. Yeah. Anyone curious? This is the soundtrack from Tekken 7 Infinite Azure. I've been playing a decent amount, but it's a really nice one. Super cool thing about this fight is he doesn't do any damage to us, and he only heals, so we have plenty of scaling here, right? Because we had frontal shielding, we now have a ton of survivability. We're able to build up our shield while he overheals and does nothing essentially. So yeah, a nice early victory is super sweet to see. As you can see, I'm pretty sure we needed that frontal shield skill. That's something to note there, or else it would have been either close or we might have lost, right? Of course, going for some bronze skills with the level up. Or we had rear shielding, I'm sorry. We opt not to take frontal shielding, which is interesting. I'm more looking for the early game power. Because that skill there makes rocket launcher do 28 damage instead of 8 damage, so it's quite nice. And yeah, I've been saying a decent amount. I'm a fan of taking these random skills. That time we got fiery, which isn't the best, but it works for right now. With the missile launcher, rocket launcher. So, yep. And I'm pretty unsure here if we could beat Rogue Scrapper, but I say, ball that we frick it, something like that, and take the fight anyways. As you can see, Rogue Scrapper really isn't that hard of a fight. You have to survive his club weapon, which does 60 damage, barbed wire a couple of times, and you're fine. I don't know, he does a total of what, maybe like 200 damage before going into overtime. Maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit less. It's probably around 200, right? You can probably do the math, but as long as you tank up or out damage him, you're fine. So, and it's a hard fight, so we get even more XP. Eyeing up. I normally take XP, but we have a shot at one of my favorite items. Oh, we're so gonna take it. Yep, and the only large weapon you'll usually find by day 1 or 2 is the force field. There's a chance you can run into like combat core at silver tier, but it's very unlikely. Unlikely. And we're happy to take super seer here. Because if we can scale our crit, it's fine. And I'm even greedy enough to like scale the crit during combat, right? Or do I take it out? Who knows? I don't even know. I just did this run. So we don't take it out. It's a little greedy. But it allows us to scale our crit up during this combat. So even if we don't win, we're hoping the fight just goes long. So we can use a lot of the super syrup. The more times it goes off, the more free crit we get. And if super syrup goes off fully, I think I talked about this a little bit even in game. It's basically getting a bronze skill for free, if not better, right? Because the bronze skill, one of them's like give all your items 4% crit, like Keen Eye, but super syrup will give your left and right item 10 crit for free. It costs a medium item slot to run during the combat, but it's pretty worth it. You know, even Right Eye only gives like 8%, so that's a bronze skill. We just got a bronze skill worth of super syrup value, if not better. And I'm super happy it's left with 2 ammo as we roll a free force field. We're just that good. We're that goated with the sauce. Check my eyes out. He's like, ooh, look at this Momo. This Momo's dumb. He's really dumb. Really, really dumb. This fight, I want to be as strong as possible. I took out the super syrup so I can upgrade it with the next level up reward, as you'll see. Because then we basically get a silver skill, if not better. Right? We can give our items 20% more crit. So that's really, really good. 20 crit for free is basically like a gold tier skill, I think. Put the super syrup back in. You know my little trick here. Upgrade it. And it refreshes all its ammo. And you keep doing this if you want. Which, you know, in total, if you save with 1 ammo every time, it gives like 20. You get like 9 crit the first time. 18 crit the second time, so you get 27, and the third time you could go all the way to diamond tier, but like that's ridiculous. And then 27 plus 30, so you can get like 57 crit max at gold tier if you like went super crazy. And you know, 57 out of combat scaling crit is crazy. And plus we just rolled into a security camera, which I wasn't thinking because I was doing simple math and I was struggling. But a silver tier security camera gives what, 30% more crit? 40%? 40%? That's fantastic. That was a nice little roll into, right? I think we got it from an encounter. Sweet. Sweet. In day 4, we have 3 victories, and I think I comment, like, this is very uncanny. This build is usually a lot weaker. So, it's kind of cool to do these post-game analysis live. If you're interested in this kind of stuff, let me know. 2 Momos. There's 2 Momos. Help. Too many Momos. If you want more stuff like this, let me know down below. Because I can give the live post-game analysis replay, which is kind of wild. Definitely would be interesting to do this more. But it's like I don't know my own thoughts right now, which is strange. So this technovirus fight. I'll move myself back. We want to be pretty weak so we can scale up the super syrup onto the force field, but unfortunately we still make ourselves too strong. We should have took Armored Core out there. Force field and Chris Army Knife was plenty to get the job done here. But it's no big deal. We get some crit. thinking about taking command ship, but we don't have a vehicle. Vehicles to consider are like, for dually, are the Race Carl, or you can take Brick Buddy. Those are both medium-sized vehicles, which would give a lot of cooldown. But we see 10% crit, we take it. Free shield item, yada hoodas. So yeah, if you want more of these post-game analysis live, let me know. I mean, this is like definitely different for me, but I like it. It's kind of cool to do. I give my thoughts real time, as opposed, or real time post time, as opposed to in the moment. Consider running solar farms, but we just probably don't opt to because we have to make our boards too weird. So
The bazaar's a crazy place, right?
yeah, and like really tempted to take this, but if we had like hotspot or something, we would take the solar farms. Mainly because haste is super important, but we'd have to make our board really strange. Like take out missile launcher, have no burn triggers, or keep missile launcher in and have no shielding, right? We'd take out armored core, something else, non-interested. But a silver tier blast door, this blast door at silver tier might be like a really goated item. It's 100 more shielding than at its bronze counterpart. And yeah, it's just a really big number. You don't have to wait for armor core to scale it up. It just works. Into the right builds, it's really strong. And I think you probably get to see it showcase this fight where it gives 200 shielding. And then we smack them with it. My favorite part. Never mind, this pig's running cash cannon. I think I know why I won this fight. Okay, Blast Door didn't even go up. I told you, it's a goated item. It's a really insane item. Didn't even get to use it, but yeah, day 4, 4 victories. Day 5, 4 victories. Sweet. Hoping for a fight here. Inferno. I was pretty confident going into this one. I'm like, hey, we do shielding. Burning works half against shielding. But this is a really hard fight. We hit the crit there, hit the crit. Miss the crit. Miss a crit. Miss another crit. Hit the 690 crit. So we crit every single time in our force field, we would have won that fight. But it's okay. We got some money out of it, and it's kind of a freebie of a fight anyways. Man, I just want to like mouse over stuff in game. But I cannot. I am locked within the outskirts of just observing and not playing. We take Trash Town Mayor, great fight. A lot of good items, skills. We get temporary shelter, the skills are all good. Hoping to finish up our Super Seer here, but I think we're a bit too strong. No. Save that with 1 ammo. But we have a ton of crit already. I hope I hover over how much crit I have. I think it's like 70. Is it 70 already? I may look at it in a moment. Meanwhile, we got the skill for Trash Town Mayor. So now all the small items give us +1 damage. Not bad. That's going to be giving us a lot of value throughout the rounds. And then we're going to take on the pig fight. Put Blast Door back in. So yeah, 75% crit, I think. Which is great. 40% of it's coming from security camera, but taking on the hero. Yeah, I think this fight a little shaky until we hit a big crit, right? That's literally what it comes down to. Like, what other builds are doing 1172 damage besides like Pig Regal Blade or something, right? With 1 hit. There's not too many builds out there that do this, especially consistently. Looking for a broken silver tier skill? No, but we get more crit. We're up to what? 91% crit, and that's with security camera. I go perfect. Perfect. Perfecto mundo. We so strong. We so strong right now. So strong. The duct tape. I say it's arguably maybe a little bit better than a Chris Army knife. You know. And this is it. This is for all the Jenna marbles. Is that a reference or... Anyways. Do not throw super syrup in because... Is he gonna do it? Is he gonna do it? Is he insane? Blast Doors doesn't work. Yep. Blast Doors does not work against this fella. He poisons. He's got one burn item. So Blast Doors is not at its best. However, tons of poison. You know what that means? We get to build our shield as we take on the Lich. I'm feeling confident. So the opportunity cost here, I'm saying, is like 2 XP if we lose this. If we win, we get 5. Doesn't freeze our force field. That's a great start. Great start. Miss our first crit. Not too big of a deal. Hit the second crit. Second item on force field does crit. Our shield stays. See that? And we hit the third crit, which is huge for us. We beat the Lich day 6. What are the builds are doing this? I don't know. Not too many. I'll tell you that much. I was thinking about getting crit skills, but I'm like, we got too much crit. Contemplating if we could be Tiny Dancing. 10% cooldown, everything's great. But I don't have playables to make that work. In late game, usually this runs a decent amount of medium items. Somewhere along this run, I do state that this, this shielding style of dually play is best with its medium items. In right hand, it's fine, right? We're just gonna take that. We're gonna run the core for heavy machinery. What do I say? Medium items. So security camera, angry balloon bot, blast door, chrono barrier. All those items are medium, and they're the best ones for this build. Besides, like getting like a battery or something for the force field, or a metronome. Metronome was fantastic. So now I was kind of like kicking myself for not taking the Tiny Dancer because we have some playables, small items, but it's alright. So yeah, needless to say, we don't run a ton of items. You could even run like Bunker late game or something as well if you find it like a decent tier. So yeah, a lot of large items, a lot of medium items, not Tiny Dancing. You see we take another fight here, but... Oh yeah, we do. We run into the Zookeeper. Lucky us. Yeah. But Metronome is a huge pickup. Haste time. It's good to have some haste. We have 69 shielding on our force field. Nice. Nice. Very nice. Man, I can only guess what I'm saying. I have no idea. The guy's thinking, though. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. He's thinking. That Momo, he be trying to use all 2 of his brain cells, while I have 3, because I'm from the future. Me worried about his defense grid, secretly envying his skills this pig has. So what are we going to do about it? We're going to beat his butt because he has better skills than us. Heck yeah. I don't know if Blast Door went off that round. It just might be too strong. But yeah, day 6, they've gone on day 7, 6 wins. Doesn't happen too often is what I'm saying. See, this would have been our vehicle here for command ship. Which would have been fine. Nothing crazy, but... would have gave us more cooldown. Is the only thing. Looking for some stuff. Rolling all our gold away, which is another thing I think I highlight about this build is usually you have a ton of money. Um, yeah. This build you're usually pretty rich because yeah, you're usually not buying too many items. Once you have force field and security camera or something along those lines, like you're chilling. You're big chilling. You just want skills and stuff like that. Do we take the fixer upper? It would have been a decent amount of money, but no. We're going to roll our life savings away. We find a security camera upgrade. The gold tier. Now we have 100% crit. Sad to see the relax encounter at the first half of the day. I know that much. Chocolate bars for augment weaponry value. That's plus 5 damage, plus 150 HP, and all other things. And here I make a pretty funny joke. I'm like, well, duct tape really isn't that good, right? It has 8 shielding. Like, incendiary rounds would be better, no? And then, Lord and behold, wait for it. Ask and thou shalt receive. Incendiary rounds. I don't know if we end up running it, but it was a joke. Maybe it is better, maybe it's not. You know, opposed to 8 shielding, we have no way to scale it up, right? Dually Scarf. Which, positioning for Dually Scarf is weird because we'd ideally want it next to the force field. But we want the force field all the way on the right side for right eye, I think, is the skill for the extra crit. So we can't actually put it next to it. But on a 4-second cooldown, 75 shielding is decent. Right? That's a decent number. So it's definitely better than Chris Army Knife and Duct Tape combined. And now we're fighting a Pig force field build. And truth be told, I think Pig takes way more advantage of force field than Dually does. Between skills and everything else. But I make a note here that the big number doesn't always mean you're going to win the fight. Like, he has a 800 shield. Right? 800 shielding with his Silk Scarf, basically. But it's on a very high cooldown. And then we have crit. So our force field went off 4 times. His force field went off 3 times. So, not only are we critting and building our shield first, his isn't going off first. So, that's why we really won that fight. But I think in general, nice little upgrade here. In general, it's going to be better on Pig, the force field. But we don't... Lifesteal's okay, helps against poison, but we roll Celestial Conduit as a random enchant here, and we're so happy with that. That's probably the best skill, I say, that we could have gotten on it, and it's still true. Force field not being slowed or frozen is so important. We just want to smack our opponents without being interrupted. And that's how you do that. Finally get to use all Super Syrup. But I'm saying here, it's kind of pointless to throw Super Syrup in because we're at 101% crit, right? If we go to 103% crit, does it really matter? You know, like if a tree falls in the forest somewhere, like, who will know, right? That's the saying as it goes. Yeah, we're just overkill in crit. But just to send a statement, we use the Super Syrup up. Probably would have been better to like sell the Super Syrup. I don't know. But considering playing the Pylon, because we do need more haste. We have Metronome, which is okay. But Pylon would haste all our items. We have 1 slow trigger. You know? The problem still stands, though. We don't have enough shielding. Like, our shield numbers are okay. Not great, though. Am I gonna do it? Am I gonna sell it? No. I sell Pila instead. I say, you know what? It's just too much effort to put in. But if we had like the slow chant on metronome or something, we could run Pylon. Oh, 100%. So then we'd have plenty of haste. But this fight's so scary. This is the scariest fight we could take. Why? Do you see it? 3, 2, 1. Realization. Sunder. Deal 20 damage. Remove 15 shield from your opponent's items. Is so good against us. I've never been more afraid in my life. My eyes are locked in until we saw the victory there. Never been more afraid in my life than one small item. Sunder. Hoses this build. And then we're so happy to see shield skills. We roll emergency shield, which is super rare. A diamond tier skill on day 8 is, I don't know, even possible, but we did it. Toxic shield, we had a pretty cool game of that if you didn't see. We got to use toxic shield. It was pretty good. You have to meme me on it. But emergency shield, so the biggest problem I have here, and I'm going to be playing with my items, is I want that item, our emergency shield, to trigger on the force field. So trigger emergency shield, use your highest shield item when you get below half HP. And we much rather that be on force field so we get to smack them. Like, using blast doors is okay. I mean, getting 200 shield is great and all. But using our force field to smack our opponents is even better. So, throughout this run, I'm going to be trying to remove the highest shield item so that force field is our highest shield item. So that one gets used, if you know what I mean. It makes a pretty big difference in between winning and losing some fights. Like, it could make a big difference. So, I'm going to try and balance that out. Like, so I'm thinking if I take Blast Door out, put Armored Core there, Armored Core has to go off 2 times to scale up the force field to be bigger than Security Camera now. Because if we were to go to half HP right now, Security Camera would get used, which we don't want to happen. So, Armored Core kind of scales up the force field. What could get around that is if we get a force field upgrade again, which probably would give us enough shielding. I consider taking Frozen Flames here because it's really funny. And at Diamond tier, you can super build around Frozen Flames at Diamond tier. You get like a Cryosphere, Stopwatch from the Pig, like, it's good. Yeah, I really want to make the force field thing work with the emergency backup skill. Yep. And right now we're just pushing XP, and like I've been talking this whole time, but we're on 8 victories. We're 8-0 with this build, which is kinda crazy. Normally it's not. I'm telling you, I say this every time. This is a late game build. So the fact that we're here with all our prestige, so good. Sugoi. So good. But yeah, once again, reiterate, if you like these live post-game analysis, let me know. This is very impromptu because I'm an idiot and forgot to turn my mic on, but I'm enjoying this a decent amount. I get to yell at myself from the future at my past. Dude, the Pearl dig site, looking for stuff. Once again, rolling it down. Knife set's kind of cute. That's what I say. It's kind of cute. Like you guys. Like you. We're on to a bunker. Bunker's pretty decent. You know what it does? It allows us to take out some of our shield items. It's essentially is a shield item, but it's really not, right? So here I harp on the fact that, like, hey, let's make force field our only shield item, basically. So it gets used. And throw in the Angry Bloom bot. So the one part about this build, which really stinks right now, is the amount of silver tier items we have. Force field, we kind of don't even care. It's gold tier. It's nice. It's nice that it has a bit more shielding. But bunker at silver tier really isn't all that good. The difference between 20% damage and 40% damage reduction at diamond tier is insane. Also, angry balloon bots, the same deal, right? I'm even thinking about it, like, yeah, no, this is not gonna be work. Angry balloon bot gains damage based on how much shield you lose, starting at 10%, 20%, and up to 40% of your shield loss is retained as damage for angry balloon bot. So I decided against it. And then looking at this board, I'm like, is this guy infinite? He has haste, he has poison, he has burn, slow. Not quite. Not quite infinite. But it looks like it's enough. Right? He beats us here. And this is our first loss throughout this entire run, which is awesome, right? Like, awesome. 8 victories are already, you know, awesome. That's guaranteed to rank up and stuff. And we finally get our first set of cooldown, which we're going to throw it straight on force field. Could have said feather might be better than insect wing, but 9% on force field feels nice, dropping it down to 3.6% cooldown. Barkham, I'm telling you, the medium and large items are really good for us. We don't find anything, naturally. We have like 5 or 6 good hits there. None of them. Which is fine. Taking on Void Colossus. Now, Void Colossus is interesting because the Void energy is so good. When you burn, charge a shield item. So good. And of course, it works good with his own item, Void Shield. So we are eyeing all those things up. There's 3 good loot drops here. Void Shield, Void Colossus, and the other one. We get Void Rage, which is the lesser good one. But is still pretty good if we can take advantage of it, right? We have to burn. We have to find some burn triggers somehow. Whether it be hotspot, whether it be something else, you know. And now I see big numbers. I could reroll, but taking big numbers here kind of allows us to take out security camera. So now, guess what? Remember what we were talking about? Force field is now our largest shield item. Cool. So backup defenses will always have force field trigger. And might as well throw in the bunker angry balloon bot package. So overall, very good. The crazy thing about security camera, it's your best item until it's not, right? Ideally, you'd have the crit on board and not have to run security camera so you can play something else. Yeah, I forget how much crit we get up to. I don't know if it shows. Did Momo show us how much crit he has? Did he? 91% without security camera. So, pretty good. We're happy with that. Taking on a pig, and take a note of this fight, right? Which is kind of crazy. This pig is running a belt, and we have almost more HP than him, and he's running a silver tier belt. So that's to say how our run is going. And funny enough, good thing we did have as much HP as we did, because we barely end up beating the pig here. Whew. It was a close one. And the emergency shield I'm highlighting did a really good job. It used the force field to do the damages. That's ideal. Bunker kind of saved us though, right? We didn't have the damage reduction. We would have for sure lost that. Large item. I have 2 large items. Failed to find either upgrade. Momo luck. So right here, taking Fortis is 100% better. But I want to look at the diamond tier skills. There's a lot of bad diamond tier skills for this build. But we're pretty lucky. We get initial chill, which is great. Force field will be freezing enemies' items up to 5 times. Vanessa. What does this queen have for us? Any playables, any items? Yes. Get Tropical Island. One of my favorite items. It's not all that good, but like it's kind of funny. Take a look here, guys. We get another Void Colossus fight. I think you already saw the we got one of the skills. We got one of the skills. I'm eyeing it up. I'm eyeing up Void Shield. I'm looking at it. My eyes are glued on it right now. Oh, baby, we're so happy. Momo right now. Take a look. Take a look. Take a look. Take a look with me. This Momo guy, he's really happy. Void Shield. So now we have all our haste covered with just that item, because we have the skill Into the Void and the Void Shield. So tons of burn triggers for our haste. So we're super happy. Happy Momo. And we even get the upgrade Bunker. Bunker at silver tier or gold tier's a lot better than at silver. Could have upgraded Angry Bloom Bot. Either would have been good. I wouldn't knock you for upgrading one or the other, but I think Bunker's a safer option. But yeah, we could take Metronome out. We have all the haste we need. So we freed up another item slot for good things. And let's see how we go. How we Scooby-Doo. Void Rage? Not Into the Void. I think it's Void Rage. I get the two skills mixed up. But it's going to be a tough fight. He's got a railgun. The railgun is really strong. But we freeze it. I didn't notice that. We froze his rail cannon, which is super relevant. We might have not beaten this fight if we didn't. Wow, I didn't see that. And this is why Celestial Conduit is so good. The fact that our force field can't get frozen like his big item did. Also, take a note here. How much Bunker reduced the damage? I think I do the math on screen. It's like 1,500 damage that Bunker has blocked. But freezing that, I didn't actually see that time. Freezing the railgun, I think won us that fight. Besides Bunker being goated. Also, yeah, I was talking about you can reverse math that to know the actual number, but I'm not that good at math. Whatever. I don't. It was also Void Shield, 69 burn. Nice. And yeah, that's the wins. We got a gold tier win. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you got this far, make sure you like, subscribe. Thanks for hanging out with MoMoVs The Bazaar. Yeah, we get our chesties, and we do not rank up, but we're climbing. We're almost at bronze. Super cool. Bye-bye.